1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video on the road with Traveling Vegan and Frodo. Look, the typical crazy, like, I'm also quickly checking out the stuff behind me because I kind of made this stand thing and it's just, yeah. Welcome to another day on the road with Traveling Vegan and Frodo in Japan. I have one word for you, and it's wow. Like, oh my god, the amount of stuff that happens every day at the moment, and the amount of stuff that I learn every day is just mind-blowing to me. And the adventure itself, and get the back down to earth type thing as well. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant in itself because it's an experience, it's a human experience, right? Alright, where should we start? Alright, so as you can see, tonight I'm staying in the hotel room in the town called Kobe. And my plan was actually to get a bit further into the country, just like just further right, to the east, you can say. But what happened is I wanted to get further east, right? And what I should have done, really, like in all honesty, I should have followed the coastal road that I've been following for all the day. But no, God forbid I make it easy for myself. I decided to go the harder way. Although, well, like Google said, it's a shorter way, right? And the place that I was going to isn't like Osaka, it was like a little bit outside of Osaka. So the map kind of routed it like that, like instead of just like follow the coast and go up. And it was showing extra 10Ks. I should have done that. I should have done that. And that way, I would have made sure, at least like I would have gotten to this place before dark. Again, part of human experience. What I did, and what you'll see in my Strava, and you see on the footage, the fact is though, like I went inland more into like these teeny tiny little towns. And the footage is really, really cool. Like seriously, you're gonna love the footage. Like there's like dudes riding in unicycles, there was like little kids on bikes screaming like in between the rice fields, and it's just like in the school and everyone's wearing their uniform, and it was just like the most adorable thing ever. And like spectacular looking, really ancient houses, like traditional Japanese, I want to say, or like I almost like get a sense of like that Chinese stuff as well. Like, well, I suppose, you know, there might be some intermingling, although sorry if you're like feeling like it's offensive. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive, but like to me, when I went to China, there were like, you know, those roofs with the little lifts on sides. I feel like that's very unique to, I saw it a lot in China, and then like I'm seeing it here. In Thailand they also have it, but I think it's decorated differently. Anyway, it was really, really cute. There's like all these bonsai trees everywhere, like shaped in all the cool funny shapes. And then you also see like not as wealthy, I guess you can say, houses, just really, really like kind of standard. Some are more simplified than others, but like loads of them have gardens, and like people like kind of mending their gardens, doing all that stuff. Really reminded me of my grandma too, because that's what she does. She loves like fiddling with the earth and that. And also like rice fields, just like, you know, that reminded me of Bali again, and teeny like little roads. Although the roads here, I find they're narrow, just like in Bali there are narrow roads, but I found the roads here are better than roads in Bali. Although, like, you know, in some places in Bali the roads are not that bad either. Okay, so it's like, it's all good. The footage is gonna be like epic, and it's gonna be like a fun, interesting vlog. for you guys to watch. But what has happened is because of all that like you know when it's direct and straight, that's why I love highways, right? That's why I love just, this is the road and you go and you're gonna get there, and you more or less can count on, depending on obviously the hills, but you can more or less count on how long it will take you to get there. And when it's like that, winding in 20 different turns, you have to constantly like stop, look, oh, am I going the right way? Did I take the right turn? Oh crap, it's the wrong turn. Oh, all these people go, like, there's all this traffic everywhere as well, right? And you just like have to slow down a lot and do all that kind of stuff. But it was still like a fun experience. Like I can't complain, shouldn't complain, but I feel like I'm not complaining, I'm just sharing my experience, right? Like, so that's what we're doing here. Right, so it started, the sun started to go down. It goes down a little bit after 7, which is fine really if you're smart enough and start pedaling earlier in the day, much earlier. Well, like I did start pedaling not too late, it was 9, although preferably I should start pedaling at 8 if I'm trying to get more Ks in the day. But that's when I started, that's what it is. And I also like had some time chatting to the hosts, my last night's warm showers and doing all that kind of stuff. So it was still a really cool experience, and just, it's good. It's been going really, really good. And it took me a while also to figure out how to get out of that city where I was staying last night. So that just kind of took a couple of like, it was like I went the wrong way and then I had to like go back and all that stuff. But it's fine. It's fine. So what happened? The sun started going down, and I don't even know like which part of the thing. Alright. So I was at this convenience store. Let's call them convenience store, and I was like getting rice, and I was just like, well, my little rice bowl things with beans. And I was just like, alright, I have another almost 50 Ks to go. The sun's going down. It's not an issue. Like, I have, you know, cycled from Gold Coast in the dark, no drama. I'm so spoiled. I'm so spoiled living in Australia, I swear. Like, the lights are everywhere. I know the roads, just like all of my like convenient stops and shops, and it's just like so easy in Australia. Like, just, yeah, we have it good. We have it really good. I have it good. Alright, so I was like, okay, I need some food. I need some food in me. I need some water in me to be able to actually ride for another 50 Ks in the freaking dark. And in that point in time, I was like putting my high vis on. It was looking like it's gonna rain as well. So it was just like, okay, need to be prepared for that. I got my high vis waterproof jacket out. I have this really, really awesome, have you seen it? You like see it over there. The high vis backpack cover as well, that's like incredibly high vis-y, so that's brilliant. And I like chuck my lights on, kind of prepared of what and then I have like a guy come up to me, and he was just like trying to talk to me, but like he couldn't really fully speak English, and he wasn't really fully speaking Japanese either. He was just like kind of like saying words to me, and I was just like, I don't know what he's saying. Like, so we basically talked through Google Translator, and he's just like, I'm from Brazil, where are you from, blah blah, and I was like, are you gonna like help me? Or are you just like because last time, right, in America, from my experience in America, the most amazing beautiful person come up to me while I was like struggling with my bike, like uphill, downhill kind of stuff, when I was coming out of town, and he just like, would you like some help? And he took me to the barbecue, to the little small town of his, and I met his family, and just like, it was like a really cool cultural interesting experience. And they even dropped me off at my hotel at that time, and I spent like the evening with them just hanging out and chatting and stuff. So I was just almost not expecting, but I thought that it might happen, just because it's one of those things that just happens sometimes when you're lucky enough. It didn't happen this time. What he was trying to get out of me is he was trying to ask me for a certain train station, and it's just like, I'm on a bicycle, like clearly, like quite clearly I'm a traveler, like I'm not just, you know. And they're just like, how do you get to the train station? And then I was just like, am I getting picked up? Like, is that what's happening? This guy. And we kind of like communicate in some language. He's like trying to figure it out. Just like, what the hell? But anyway, I was like nice and friendly, and I was just like, why don't you look on Google Maps? I don't know, because it's the first time I've been here. And he was like telling me that he lives here. He's been living here for a couple of years and he's like auto mechanic or something. And then he was just like, oh, so many Japanese people in this town, small town. I see you, big, beautiful eyes. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go again. I'm just like, I was trying to be polite and nice, but at the same time, I was just like, I don't know if I have time for this. It's like sundown and I have like a lot of Ks to go. Like, even though like I know 50 Ks is not much, but like still, like when you don't know the route, don't know the area, just like don't really know too much what to expect, and it's sun's coming down and you just like, I want to use this time to like figure my life out. Basically. But I was just like, no, look, there's someone asking for help, like let's just be helpful. So we did that. He found his train station and it was good, because it, like, honestly though, now that I think about it, it is actually like, it was the absolute perfect timing to get that idea into my head. So anyway, we talked just a little bit more and he's just like, here's my number, I want to practice speaking English. And it's just like, oh, okay, whatever, like I'm not gonna, you know, I mean it's helpful to have locals' numbers sometimes anyway. So he gave me that, and then he just like got in his car and left. And I just, and oh yeah, and he was like, oh, so where are you cycling today? And I was just like, oh, I'm going blah blah, I have like a friend waiting for me. And actually, like, I had a warm showers host waiting for me at that location, that 50 Ks. He's like, oh, 50 kilometers, like rah rah, like, so it's dark now. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, it's gonna start raining soon. It's like, yeah. He's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I have a bike. And he's like, okay, well, bye. And I'm just like, thank you. but really, it is thank you for planting that idea in my head. There are trains around, and I've seen a lot of different trains today. Like, you see the bullet train and then you see the regular train, and there's actually, it is actually insane how fast the bullet train goes when you see it visually. You're just like, and you're just like, wow, what happened over there? Okay, oh my God, I'm ranting on. It's like 12 minutes and I haven't even told you the whole story yet. Okay, let's hurry up and tell you the story. So he goes, and I am all like motivated, I can do it, we can do this, rah rah, like, let's make it happen. Let's bike to this place. And I keep trying, like, navigating, and it's taking me into the hills. And because it's dark now already, so everything is just, it's dark. I have good lights. I have backlights, I have a couple of front lights, I have high-vis clothes that I'm wearing, my bags have high-vis on them, like little stick things. It's good, it's good. But the darker it got and the further out I was getting out of this town, I was just like feeling, I was kind of stopping feeling it. I was just like, seriously, like, it's so dark, I don't know what's like ahead. It's 2.5 hours of cycling in the darkness in the hills in small, you know, country town like type things, and not even like a fact that there's gonna be like much lighting or many people around. And there are the roads, when you're cycling in the dark, like, it's good that you're able to see, but actually, now that I can mention it here, I guess you'll see it on the videos, there's like few sections on these like smaller roads that there's like ditches digged up for, because it's like a country area, right, like agricultural area. There's loads of rice fields, so like they do that, they like dig these ditches which are like either filled with water or whatever. So I actually didn't think of that at the time. I just felt like, oh my God, it's like dark, 2.5 hours or 3 of cycling, and I was just like, yeah, I had it, like, it's my day today, like, it's, yeah. So I quickly look up hotels in this little village town. There are none. Okay, what do you do? There are no warm showers hosts, no Airbnb, nothing there. And I was just like, right. And then, and I was also like trying to find Uber. And then I was trying to find, okay, I was like, if I can't get to this place over here that's 50 Ks, well, what's the next one that I can get to where I could potentially stay? and where would be a hotel, and it was like the 27 k's away, 30 k's away. It's still in the hills, but it's just a different direction in hills. It's this town here, Kobe. And I was like, all right, okay, are there any Uber? Naive me, no Uber. Fine, whatever, let's make it happen. And I was just like starting, and I was like calming myself down. I was like, no, you can figure it out, it's absolutely fine, just calm mind, please, and what are the options, please? And it was like, right, because there's no like bike thing that I told you, like on Google Maps, there's no like bike thing for some reason. Like it's there, but you can't click it. So you either like go public transport, walking, or car. And I was like, train. Ta-da! Like freaking light bulb moment. I know you're gonna be thinking like, what kind of idiot? But okay, look, I was just, yeah, it was a thing. And then listen to this. I was trying to fight my beautiful ego with not cycling those extra 50 k's plus saving the freaking $10, 10 Australian dollars it cost me for a ticket for the train. Well, plus I suppose the hotel room. But because if I did that, like if I wouldn't have done that and I just cycled, it would have been free cycling there and free accommodation, warm showers. But I was just like, are you seriously like that? I don't know what's the word, egocentric. Like, are you seriously you cannot lay down and stop being so freaking arrogant for one bloody second that you just, it's your own freaking safety. Just let go. And so like, and it's great, like, cause I'm all like budget, save. Like I've been like in this crazy budget mode over the last like couple months as well, and like preparing for this trip and on the trip as well, because I know I have like 8 months to go and it's like unpaid leave. But it's like, are you freaking serious? Like right now you are gonna save $10 plus whatever you find the hotel and stuff, and you're gonna like what is the actual freaking purpose? To have a certain number on your Strava data? Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Is it that important to you? Like, just, and it was a struggle for a minute there. It was, but I was just like, you have to do it. Like, just freaking do it. Like, it's not even a lot of money. When you look at it in yen, it kind of looks like a lot. It was 800 yen, and I was just like, oh no, it's so expensive. Oh my god. But like, I converted it to Aussie dollars. It's like freaking $10. It was just like, it's like a train ride to the Gold Coast. I mean, yeah, train ride to the Gold Coast or something. It was just like, just freaking pay. The train station is clearly just a couple of k's back. You biked past it, because I remember that sign just jumped at me. But I was just like, no. And the guy, like, and it was just like, it's clear messages I'm being directed to it. That's what I took it as, and I did it. Like, it took me a bit of a process to figure out where the train station was, just with navigation and everything. But I got there. I made a decision. I am absolutely and totally grateful that I made that decision. Although that's not it's not the end of the story. You think it ends here? Huh? You just wait. You just wait. And I'm sorry, I'm talking and it's such a long story, but I swear, like, I'm just full of emotions and energy and experience and crazy cultural shock. And it's fine. And it's absolutely fine. And it's exciting and it's fun. And I think that is like part of this trip, right? Like, that's why you go to places you've never been to. And perhaps like cycling in New Zealand is sort of easier for me because like I've lived there. Cycling in Australia, I kind of know how the rules work. Cycling in States, yeah, it was different, it was challenging in its own way, but they speak English. Like, you can read everything, you can talk and explain everything, and you can just like easily, much easier. Mentality is like similar in one way or another. Like, I'm being generalizing here, but more or less compared to Japan, right? So, okay, so I was just like, okay, I found the train station. Now I was just like, right, where do I buy a ticket, or do I buy it on train? Right, because I don't want to get in trouble, I don't want to get a fine. I'm like I need this to work out. Like, I just need it to be smooth process. I'm not even trying not to pay. Like I want to, I'm able to pay, just like make it happen. So I got my trusty Google Translator. I typed up how I can get to blah blah town. Came up to a guy who was sitting outside a train station. I asked him for help. He read it and it was like, buy ticket, like where do I buy ticket? And he's just like, inside there's like a little machine thing, which you will see on the vlog too, because I recorded the whole thing on the GoPro. And it was funny because everything's like in Japanese, and I think there's like maybe a couple of things that are in English or like written on the, you know, Japanese words but English letters. I forgot what that type of thing is called. Anyway, like found it, and there's just all these buttons and you need to like enter how much you want to pay. And I was like the Google said 800, but I wasn't 100% sure. Like I wanted to make sure that I paid the right amount. Like I just did. And there's no like conductor, like no person, right? Like that's kind of you buy the tickets from. It's just a machine. So there was like a couple there, Japanese couple. And I asked them and I was like, I'm going here. Like I showed them a map and I was like, well, you know, which one? Like I was like, oh. They're like, okay, you, and the red, and they're like, this is it, and this is how much you pay, because like above the actual name of the train station, it's like written the amount of money you pay. So it's like, cool, sweet. And then you just push a few buttons, put money in, it gets you ticket. It was like, good, okay, thank you. Right. Went in, great. There's a couple of people there. Train was coming in. I double checked that is the right direction. Got in. Sit down. It's pretty empty. Thankfully. Like, I was just like, alright, I think we're good. The train started moving pretty quick. Oh, guess what? 3 stations later. I want to say police officer, but not like police officer, like a train, you know, security person comes up to me and he's like, bike, you cannot do bike. And he's speaking Japanese and very fast. And I was just like, I cannot understand. Please, whatever you do, let me stay on the train and let my bike stay on the train. Because we're one, we're together, we're in this together. Oh, we have to, yeah. Anyway. And he's just like telling me, and he was like pointing at the bike, and I was like, no. And I was just like, So, okay, right, I quickly typed in, I don't understand. Thankfully, alright. So, here and off, somewhere like all like that, he like stopped the train for a few minutes. And I was just like, oh my god, we're not moving. Like, I started to freak out, and I was just like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's still no hotels around for like miles. Well, not miles, 25 whatever Ks in the mountains. I suppose I'd be able, but I was just, yeah, I was in the mood to stay on the train until I get to this town and get a place here. So then another security guard comes up, a train security guard, and that's while the train is completely stopped. And I was just like, oh my god, what is going on now? What is going to happen now? And they're trying to explain to me that I can't bring the bike on the train. And I suppose my mentality was that in Australia, there's no drama. You just bring the bike on the train, make sure that it's like secured and tight and whatever, and it doesn't move. And I'm like, this is like Japan. Everybody has a bike here. Everyone's been cycling everywhere. So why would that be anything different? Like, I just really did not, yeah. So, long story short, a lot of back and forth, and obviously Japanese, like the train had to arrive to stations on schedule, so they had to depart, and I was like, okay, phew, like I'll be another like few stops at least in. And then I had another passenger come up to me and she started talking to me, and like we tried communicating through the phones. And basically the long story short, you cannot take your bike on the train, you can't take your bike on the bullet train, you can't do that. You need to either have it in a bag box maybe, but they wanted me a bag. They're like, you need to put it in a bag, you need to pull the bike apart. They kept saying break the bike and put it in a bag. And in my mind it was like those really like, you know, fancy like Tour de France or Italy, like big hard, not silicone, like hard plastic type stuff, material bags, like, you know, that you see for like a few $100s. And I was just like, why would anyone like bring them around, like, and walk around, like, just to like ride with your bike on the train? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And I was like, I can't, like, it's not gonna happen. They're like, no, but you need to buy one and use it. And I was just like, And to me, that's what a bike bag was. Turns out, here in Japan, they have this, I don't know the fabric right now, I wanna, a nylon maybe, nylon bags. And it's like there's like these big bags that you just like pull your bike apart, take the wheels off and put the body separately and put them all in this one huge bag. And that bag is not like those professional racer bags. It's like kind of, you can scrunch it up, what they told me, and it's like not very heavy. But yeah, it took like a while to figure that out and where to buy them from. So tomorrow I'm gonna go and buy one like that, just so that issue doesn't happen if I catch the train. And we stopped on one station, like a couple of other security guards ran after me and they kept on telling me, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. And I was like, I was just, yeah. Anyway, thankfully, they let me stay on the train. They did not kick me out. And they kept on asking me where I'm going, and I was just like, I'm going there. I told them, and they could see it in my face. They like, I think they felt sorry for me. They didn't, so they, yeah, like for me, they didn't kick me out, and they just let me stay on the train and get where I was going. Or they only asked me to get off a few stops before that final stop that I was gonna get off at, and then they led me through like a special way with the bike and stuff. Like 2 of them were escorting me out of the train to make sure. But like, I suppose, yeah, just to help me that I wasn't gonna get lost and stuff like that. And lucky for me, I had my ticket too. Like, just because they're like, it was like, you know, proof that I'm not trying to be like a troublemaker. I'm not trying to do something against the law, against the rules. It's just, yeah, I suppose from Australia, I'm just used to that not being an issue, and apparently here it is. And that's like another cultural thing, right? Like, and you don't know until you know. And I swear, like, I remember searching for it, like bike on the train, and I think I just saw somewhere that you can do it, so it was like, no worries. I didn't really look too much into it, just because I'm so used to being on the train with my bike in Australia. That's never an issue, just having it as is. Anyway, make sure you have a bike bag here if you're planning to use your bike on the train, or like bring your bike on the train. I'll take you there tomorrow. I'll take you to the bike store and stuff, and you'll see it in the blog. We'll buy the bag. Apparently you can buy it in bike shops, and just, yeah, make sure that we don't have that drama again, basically. And yeah, I also got a pretty sweet deal on the room here. It was $55, which is like similar to the Airbnb. You can like have a quick look. It's fairly, you know, kind of standard. And like the bathroom's just over there and stuff. It's kind of hotelish room. Like the view is not, but who cares, right? Like it's just, yeah, it's the room and it's good. Oh, it says much better frame. I'm sorry, I should have been doing this the whole time. Now I'm like trying to cover that light, so definitely annoying. Anyway, you guys, it's been crazy. I got myself some food now, and I'm just gonna smash that in. And I just thank you for being part of my adventure and experience here on this planet. Thank you for following me. Thank you for just understanding that, yeah, I'm not perfect. Yeah, make mistakes. And I think it's also, yeah, it's brilliant just to kind of double, triple pull yourself back sometimes, to remind yourself that, you know, what is ego, where is your ego, where is your arrogance, and where is what is actually required, what is needed, what will let you have the best experience and the most inspiring experience in the situation that you're in. There's a lot I want to say, because I feel like there's just like so much more that I'm learning about this country, and like with the guys I stayed with last night, right, like they've been living here for a few years, so they had a lot to say about just everything. And I think you would have heard some of it in the previous video that I posted, but like little talking video again. But there was a lot more, because then after I filmed that video we had dinner, and we talked for like another hour and a half just about life in Japan and how it all works for them and what their experience has been and like how they make money, how they survive, just like loads of different stuff. Oh, it's been very, very interesting. And I think warm showers is great, not just because you can like, you know, save extra money or, you know, make it easier for you when you're traveling, but I think one of the most valuable things about warm showers is actually having that cultural experience, getting to meet the people from the area, getting to know them, listening to their stories, listening to their life, trying to understand how everything works in their household, in their culture, in their town, and just taking it all in for the experience that it is. I am also slightly rethinking the route and just kind of what will happen with the tour, just because I feel like there are a few things that I need to just reconsider and potentially change and shift, but the important thing is that we're still going and you guys are still going to love it, and hopefully I can maybe entertain you and make your day wonderful and beautiful. Anyway, this video is absolutely crazy stupid long. I'm so sorry, but I'm not at the same time. I'm gonna break it in a couple of parts when I upload it on YouTube, and I just really wanted to share my experience with you and how crazy I felt that was. And I hope you enjoyed that story. Alright, you guys, thank you so much. If you stayed here and watched both of the parts and you're still here listening to me talk about these things, I thank you so much. And I just thank you for making me feel like I'm not alone on this journey, especially when it gets like a bit hard or challenging and not going according to plan. It may seem like it's not going perfect, but really I think it's actually going exactly the way it's supposed to be. Not just some perfection idea in my head that my whatever decides to tell me. Alright, I'm gonna say goodnight here. I need to eat because I haven't eaten yet, but I went to the supermarket. That I actually first time went to the supermarket and got a bunch of food, yeah, so I'm gonna eat that now and hopefully go to bed. I've been trying to figure out what we're doing tomorrow. Well, I know what we're doing tomorrow. We have quite a couple of things to accomplish, and I think I'm gonna allow myself to do some sightseeing for once as well, and just get a little bit more absorbed in life in Japan while we're here. Alright, thanks for watching again, you guys. Remember to stop counting calories, start counting calories. Count your adventures, count your passions. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful day, or night, or morning, or whenever you're watching this video. See you soon. Bye.
Cherry, cherry, red kiss.